Introduction to PHP Features and Advantages. Welcome to the Introduction of PHP Features and Advantages video. In this video, we'll explain about PHP programming language, its history and its features, elaborate various uses of PHP in web programming, describe various advantages of PHP over other web programming languages. After going through this video, you must be able to outline major advantages of PHP programming language, identify unique uses of PHP, list various advantages of PHP. PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. However, initially when PHP was created, its full form was Personal Homepage. It is a server-side scripting language used for creating web pages. Server-side scripting language is kind of a script that runs on web servers. PHP can be installed on any of the most popular web servers available in the market. PHP can be used by inserting the PHP code in the HTML page that builds your website. When a user visits a web page that contains a PHP code, the web server executes it. The user obtains the output in the form of HTML page. Some of the features of PHP files are as follows. The files of PHP can contain text, HTML, CSS, JavaScript and a PHP code. The code of PHP are executed on servers and the result is returned to the browser as a plain HTML. The extension of a PHP file is .php. Though PHP is an easy programming language as compared to the other languages, but it is better to have knowledge of some computer languages before learning PHP, as it will help the students to understand the technicalities of PHP language easily. For learning PHP, it is better to have some knowledge of HTML, that is, Hypertext Markup Language. This is because PHP is used for developing the dynamic web pages, but it is just a scripting language and cannot create a web page directly. Web pages are made only on HTML and thus PHP also requires HTML for creating web pages. An individual should also have knowledge of CSS, cascading style sheets, to learn PHP as it acts as a user interface in PHP. An individual can also learn HTML and CSS while learning PHP. If an individual has knowledge of other programming languages like C, C++, C#Java, it will help him or her speed up the PHP learning process. This is because some functionality used in PHP like arrays, loops, etc. are same as used in the other language. So if an individual learning PHP has a prior knowledge of other languages, will need not learn how these functions work and thus can proceed to the part new to him. Thus, he or she can learn the PHP faster than the individuals who are completely new to the language world. Let's look at the history of Perl text. In 1994, Rasmus Ledorf developed certain tools for the maintenance of his personal homepage and called it as PHP, Personal Homepage Tools. He combined these tools with a form interpretation called as FI, some database support, and released it in 1995 with the name PHP FI. In line with the open source software development, almost all the developers started contributing to PHP FI. In 1997, about 50,000 websites started using PHP FI to perform different functions like connecting to database, displaying dynamic content, etc. Gradually, the development process of PHP became a team effort under the primary assistance of Zeev Soraski and Andy Gutmans. A new version of PHP was created and called as PHP 3. This version was finally released in 1998. The main feature of PHP 3 includes support for multiple platforms and web servers, numerous databases, and SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, and IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol. In 2004, PHP 4 was created, and this was not a small version change, but it was a complete rethinking of PHP code and the rewriting of internals of scripting language. The performance of PHP 4 is 50-fold more than PHP 3, along with various additional features like support for many web servers, HTTP sessions, output buffering, more secure ways of handling user input, and various new language constructs. In 2004, PHP 5 was released. After a long development and various pre-releases, it includes various new features. Next, let's see new features of PHP 5. Following are the areas in which major improvements were made in PHP 4 to create a new version of PHP, that is PHP 5. Object-oriented programming, MSQL, XML. In PHP 5, the objects are assigned and passed by a reference and not by a value. Thus, a developer need not to sprinkle amsterdams throughout the code. Features of object-oriented programming include in PHP 5 are constructors and destructors, public, protected and private properties and methods, interferences and abstract classes, class type hints, static properties and methods, final properties and methods, and whole suite of magical methods. Slide 8. Most of the developers add more functionalities to their websites using MSQL. In addition, the latest version MSQL 4.1 and 5.0 offers various new features which require important changes to the extension. Thus, PHP 5 come up with a new and improved MSQL extension, that is MSQL-I, which offers the following features: prepared statements, bound input and output parameters, SSL connections, multi-query functions. Using the object-oriented support of PHP 5, MSQL-I provides OO interface to MSQL. Moreover, the latest version of MSQL allows subselects, transactions, and replications. The major problems of the XML extensions of PHP 4 are resolved in PHP 5. Though PHP 4 allows manipulation of XML, but its XML tools are not related to each other. In other words, each XML tool of PHP 4 covers one part of the XML. However, they are not designed to work together. In addition, PHP 4 support for the more advanced XML features is patchy most of the times. These problems are resolved in PHP 5. Following are the features of XML extensions of PHP 5. All XML tools work together as a unified whole. They are standardized on a single XML library, that is libxml2. It comprises fully to the W3 specification. It processes the data efficiently. It provides the right XML tool for the right job. In addition to one XML extension of PHP 5 makes it simple to read and modify the XML documents. This extension is named as Simple XML Extension. PHP 5 provides a different method of identifying errors than the methods provided in PHP 4. This is called exception handling. Exceptions eliminate the requirement for checking the return value of every function. It helps to separate programming logic from error handling and keeping them in adjoining blocks of the code. Exceptions are primarily found in object-oriented languages like Java, C++. They help in creating streamlined code if used judicially. SOAP, also known as Simple Object Access Protocol, is one of the main components of the web services field. Inclusion of SOAP in PHP 5 helps developers to make SOAP clients with or without web services. Description language WSDL5. In addition, it helps in implementing SOAP servers in PHP. In PHP 4, SOAP support is available but is not working efficiently. This is because few SOAP packages are written in PHP and not in C. As a result, they are slow and the individuals need to download and install them themselves. In PHP 5, a usable SOAP extension which is written in C is provided. This extension implements the most but not all of the SOAP 1.2. This is one of the most important improvements over previous C extension. Now let's see the uses of PHP. A PHP is a server-side scripting language, so it performs all the functions that our other CGI programs can perform. Some of these functions are collecting the data, generating dynamic page content, and sending and receiving cookies. However, PHP uses are not limited to this. It is mainly used in the following three areas. First, the server-side scripting. This is the main usage of PHP. For server-side scripting, a developer requires PHP parser, that is CGI or server module, a web server and a web browser. The developer needs to run the web server with a connected PHP installation. The output of PHP program goes to the web server and from there it is sent to the web browser, and then it can be directly accessed by the developer. If a developer is experimenting with PHP programming, all this can be done at the home machine. Second is command line scripting. A PHP script can also be made without a server or browser. For creating such a script, the developer needs only a PHP parser. Such type of scripting is required for scripts that are regularly executed using cron on Unix or Linux or task scheduler on Windows. Such scripts are also used for simple text processing tasks, writing desktop applications. PHP is not the best language for creating a desktop application using a graphical user interface. However, if a developer has good knowledge of PHP, he or she wants to use advanced PHP features in the client-side application, then he and she can use PHP GTK for writing such programs. This way, a developer can also write cross-platform applications. Now let's see advantages of PHP. PHP provides several advantages. Some of these advantages are discussed as follows. Firstly, open source. PHP is open source, that is, it is available free of cost on the internet. The team of PHP keeps on updating its functionalities and it provides abundant extension library. Cross-platform. In PHP, the developer has a choice to select any operating system, as it can work on all major operating systems, that is Linux, many Unix variants including HP UX, Solaris and OpenBSD, Microsoft Windows, Mac OS X, RSIC and others. In addition, PHP can work on all web servers available today like Apache, IIS and others, so developer can choose any web browser. Power. Various web tasks can be easily performed with the help of PHP. For example, a small website to a giant business website, informative forums, chatting platforms, CRM solutions, e-commerce, shopping carts, e-business, shopping carts and gigantic database-driven sites can be developed using PHP. User-friendly. PHP provides more flexibility than C and C++ and ASAP. Thus, it is more user-friendly, therefore it increases the overall traffic to the site. Extensions. As PHP is an open source language, a large number of libraries and extensions are available for download to increase its functionalities. In addition, a developer can modify the source code of PHP for including custom created extensions and components so as to increase its extensibility. Community support. PHP provides good community support. A developer can check within the PHP community whether a script he or she is looking for is already created. In addition, the community also enables the PHP developers to share their code if it will be helpful for others by posting it in the community. Security. PHP provides security by preventing malicious attacks. The security levels can be adjusted in .ini file. Let's summarize our learnings. The summary of the tutorial on Introduction to PHP, Features and Advantages have been put on the screen. I'll pause for a few seconds to allow you to read it.